the scene. It's your host TTP. We're flying high in the crypto sky, just you and me. From Bitcoin rush to Ethereum, we traded all the coins with the trading parity, making that joyful noise. We got bots, we got plots, charts on the big screen. 3 comments to Wick, Hunter with a trading machine. Laughing all the way to the bank, it's a fun parade. With every trade we made, watch how we get paid. TTP's got the formula, flipping coins like a spatula. In the crypto game with the vernacular, spectacular. From the morning to the night, we're streaming with the light, trying to trading parallel. We'll teach you how to fight. Dive into the charts, the RSI, liquidity at a glance, trends on the rise. We never leave it up to chance. All trading tools of the champion breed. With AI and math, we're planting the money seed. Laugh with us, trade with us, ain't no looking back. You're with the parrot now, leading the pack. Alpha profits, snap plus with the crypto law. TTP's on the mic and he's ready to soar. TTP's on the mic and he's ready to soar. TTP's got the formula, flipping coins like a spatula. In the crypto game with a vernacular, spectacular. From the morning to the night, we're streaming with the light. Join the trading parallel. We'll teach you how to fight. Dive into the charts.
Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. People are asking me, why are you going live? And the short answer to that is because I don't want to edit video today. I spent some time in the doctor, I had to do the MOT of the car, and I have a lot to share with you guys. And if I have to edit video, it's gonna take so long that by the time you hear it, it might be too late. Some people were speculating that maybe I'm coming live because possibly Bitcoin is gonna break 110 or something like that. I don't think so. That's not the case, but I want us to be prepared and to know what are the signals that we need to be following at the moment. So without further ado, make sure that you're loud. I can see loads of comments and excitement because we are right below 100K, and that's super cool. But hit the like and help the channel sharing the content with your friends as well. That really helps. Let me share my screen. You can see the comments on the screen. I'm going to take some Q&A later in the video, possibly in the second half. How do I remove this? Hide the chat. Great. And let's share the screen. You tell me if the audio is great, if you can see me well, and all this thing. Yesterday, I have some hiccups with Benjamin Cowen. I had a stupid tab running the stream, and I didn't notice. So in my ears, I was hearing what Ben was saying, but 15 seconds after. And I was going mental because I couldn't hear what he was saying. People were telling me, oh, why you were so nervous because you were with Ben? It's nothing to do with that. I just was upset that I prepared for everything. I did all the technical tests, and when I went live, I couldn't hear anything. So things happen, shit happens, they say. I want to share some charts today with you, but before we go into that, let's cover a bit of the news. I think the most bullish news at the moment, I'm not a guy of news, but people are going to ask me about this and what's my opinion. Trump considers US-based crypto reserves potentially prioritizing for XRP, Solana, I think, and USDC, I believe. And that is bullish. And what's going to happen with the rest of the coins? People are probably wondering, well, the world is pretty big, and I think there's space for both. It's pretty cool that now we are kind of having a U-turn when it comes to regulations, or the expectations for those regulations to come in the US, when it comes to some coins that were smashed. And they were doing really bad. And I remember when I was holding XRP in 2020, as we approached 2021, and my holding suddenly went down heavily. That was one of my first dumps in crypto. Since then, I've been holding XRP. Now I'm not a holder. You probably know that. Today, we have retail sales month-on-month report, and the actual figure is for 0.4%, 0.2 less than the forecast, and less than the prior. And I think this is just reflecting the state of the economy, what's currently going on with retail, that they are in very difficult situation trying to pay bills with inflation, and all of that affects the me, your family and friends. I have so many friends that are struggling even to find a job. Many of them have contacted me. Mariano, do you have any job to give me? We lost the job. I used to work in technology industry, and many of my friends that were doing really great 5 years ago, now they are definitely just living from the savings, literally. And that is reflected in some of those reports, and the impact is having in the cycle, in the coins that are pumping, and how much competition there is with so many coins and so little cash to get them all to pump is more difficult, definitely. But let's do a bit of TA. Let's settle with TA. This channel is for TA. We are technical here, and we learn about reading the charts. The fundamentals is kind of my background noise, which sometimes we're gonna pull into the to see why the chart is doing these things. So it's gonna be the opposite. The leading indicator here is the charts, and the fundamentals are gonna be just the explanation of why the chart is doing that, not the opposite. And on the weekly, we can see that we are in a better place now. Definitely, you can see 5 candles that are below this resistance of 98.2. And we can see that there is a long wick to the downside, and this is a green candle, and it's engulfing relative not just to this red one but also to this green and to this red as well. So if we were to close the week like this, that will be really, really promising, and it will reduce the hopes for the bears to think that they can really make it a little bit lower. That is a bit disappointing for me, because I have my order there, and it's itching me that I couldn't fill it just by 50 stupid dollars. So to me, the best outcome is to go there. That's what I want internally. Be aware of that. So my bias is that. But if it rallies, it rallies. I was saying we need to enter here somewhere in here. We need to enter. This is gonna rally, and that's what it's doing now. The question is this just going to get stopped by the next resistance on the daily? Let's look at that. Let's look how we can distinguish that and be more calm. When how things are expected to behave and you have a plan, you can lay back and just let your plan work out. And I think many people tell me, I watch you because you calm me down. Knowing and having data on our side allows me to trade a lot more chilled, less emotional. And I think when I hear those things from people, I get more encouraged to continue doing what I'm doing. So there is a resistance here, right, in the daily, 1, 2, 3 times. And let's compare it with 4 years ago. 1, 2, somewhere in here, there is one, right? There is this on the 29th of January. We already said that we shouldn't be matching things, the precise timing, because there is a shift in here. You got this at 18th of December, this one at 6th of January, and this one is 17th of January. We're kind of ahead of what happened 4 years ago, where this happened only in 8th of January, 15th of January, and then this one end of January. So this kind of fractals don't need to play out. You don't need to convince me. Don't write in the comments why are you following fractals, they're not working. Well, to me it works. It works to forecast many things that other people were not able to forecast, and I will continue as long as they work. If they don't work for me, I stop using them. And we got rejection on the 3rd. That is the thing that keeps me here thinking, what's going to happen here? What is going to happen? And I think the key is that 4 years ago, we left a week there, and that was a rejection. That meant that a few more days we stay below the resistance, and then we did a successful attempt. And that is the signal that we should be looking for. A daily close above the trend line resistance. At the moment, we got this green candle into that resistance, and today we kind of slipped down to 97.2, and then we came back here, and we are still in the middle of that battle. And that's why I titled this video "The Battle Against 100K." That's what's currently going on. It's not just being, what is it called, when you do these thumbnails to call for views. I forgot the concept. Tell me in the comments. If we manage to close a daily candle in here and do what this candle did, that is good news. If we see a rejection there, what we need to be on the lookout is for an elegant rejection. An elegant rejection is to stay there, similarly to here, right? In the squeeze. Let's stay in the squeeze. If we start seeing that the price is an ugly rejection and we come into this area, well, that's my buying area, okay? And I remain bullish in that area if we go there. If you never watch a video from me, I remind you, this is the reason why I want to buy there, because it's a big area of liquidation, and there's a high likelihood that the bulls will step there and defend that area, assuming that nothing changes massively in macroeconomy. Of course, if things remain the same and this saw a rejection there, that should be just a buying opportunity still, in my opinion. Okay, so I clarify what will look decently bullish, which is staying in the squeeze. Ultra bullish is a close daily above this trend line. And remember that we confirmed the MACD daily cross below zero. And this is after many fake outs to the upside. To be precise, 1, 2. So this will be the third fake out to the upside. And I think fake outs, you cannot have a unlimited number of fake outs. With each and every fake out, I believe that the probability reduces, but I remember doing mathematics and probabilities in uni, and I think that's not the case. It's always the same probability. Anyways, I don't remember uni. That was like 30 years ago. But the point is, I perceive that after a third, we have a high likelihood that we're going to get an actual breakout. That increases the chances. But if you're a mathematician, you're welcome to challenge my bullshit. And this is the same line on the 4-hour chart, the same line of resistance there. We talk that we could be held there by this resistance. That's what we are doing. And we are in the middle of a squeeze there, testing the support that comes from having failed to break out 1, 2, 3 times there, 4 maybe with this. So now we are testing it. Looks like a successful retest, right? So it got bought up aggressively back into support. Now we are still there. So it's an ongoing battle. There's an argument, and it could end up in any direction. So what do? We monitor the outcome of this. Does it end up closing below? All right, we took a bullet. We're going in the other direction. Do we close above? Okay, we should get more bullish. That's how I do this. And remember, the full target is 102.6, and we haven't done it yet. We still have a good chance. This is looking like a bull flag by itself, and it could break out and complete the full job. We have as well the target coming from the PNR of the RSI. That is this band here that is telling us that the top is located at 77. Notice that RSI, most people talk about 30 and 70. I ignore those static numbers. What I do is statistic calculations to get my own bands based on past performance, recent past performance, and it's telling me 77. And 77 yesterday was coinciding with that top. Since the price went down, now that target has increased to 104.2, which is great. We entered a bull flag and we extended that potential target. We made it more bullish if we still break out to the upside. That's great. And we're going to look at the liquidity. Liquidity is increasing many shorts are entering, they're doing precisely what we want. And I say publicly, please, shorts, enter, create a bridge so we can break out to the upside for us, the market makers. And they do it. They're very obedient. It's great. On the daily, RSI, we got one resistance there, one there. This one that was very painful, we went to 102.7 and we got a rejection on a trend line that spans until August. Ugly rejection there, but then we got a hidden bullish divergence. And we were keeping our eye on RSI 58 or 59, if I remember right. Yeah, 58 is there. And as a proof, we got the reverse RSI in here, and we were tracking that target. Yeah, 58 in yellow. You can see we reached that target because that is the resistance. And did it behave like a resistance? Yes. It touched that with a huge green candle, and then we got a red one with a wick down. So there is an ongoing battle to overcome the 100.5K resistance that comes from this line I'm moving, okay? That line is the resistance that is holding us. What do we care now? We care for a breakout. We care if this proves that for the first time it takes these levels of resistance. That is confirmation. So if you already enter in a deal at 91.8 with me or lower than me because you got lucky and you filled your second order, you were smarter. You outrun me. You knew that I was gonna put an order there, and you guys put the order and you stole my opportunity to fill mine, which is fair enough. Okay, it's fine. But at the moment, this breakout is not for me to say I'm gonna enter along. So if I was on my hands sitting, this is resistance. And even if I see a breakout in here, the level of risk I will be taking by entering along now or waiting for this breakout for confirmation still is too high. It's too high because we have down here a big chunk of liquidity. And believe it or not, is absolutely doable for price to see a rejection there thanks to this line, and from there to collapse and hit your stop loss with a big move. Imagine you enter here and you have the stop loss where? Here. Because you need to put your stop loss a bit away from the area of risk. And the area of risk is this spanning all the way to 84. So if you enter in along here, you need your stop loss here or your next order maybe there. It's too far away. That is the risk that you're taking, in my opinion. Do whatever you want. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm giving you my opinion, and I have a strong opinion against that. But you do what you have to do. Let's look at what's next. The wells. Sorry, 1 second. The wells are at the moment at 0.4, which is very healthy. These guys are very convinced they should be withdrawing and accumulating. That is the case at the moment. This continues to drag into 0.4. That is a ratio between deposits versus withdrawals, telling us that there are more deposits at the moment. That is pretty bullish. And signals of bottoming we had in the past days from all angles. I'm not going to repeat them, but in the previous videos, I review all of this, and I'm just going to give you an update that the open interest oscillator is going into the blue. Let me magnify it so you can see it properly, hopefully. Why is it not loading? There you go. We got it there. Let me hide myself so you can see perfect. So this, when it's below the orange line, is a buying opportunity because the open interest has come down too far. When it goes higher than 0%, it's no longer very close to buying opportunity. It means that too many people have entered the market already. If you enter with them, you are taking excessive risk if you want to swing trade or if you want to do anything really. And we are in the second half of the blue towards an area which could be considered as profit taking ideal, more ideal area. So be aware entering at those levels, you're getting very close. So some other indicators are still very low, telling us that there is still opportunity, but I prefer that confluence. And look at the inflows on ETFs yesterday, I think 15, yeah, yesterday, 755, which is quite refreshing to see after seeing 500 negative, 100 negative, 200, 200. So 800 pretty much is compensating and leaving us more or less flat. There's been a period of flatness in the inflows. Let's look at Ethereum. How is that doing? So there's been also a bit of flat in this area and actually selling. And that selling, now we have 59, but it's not really compensating as much as it happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin kind of recover a lot, right? We have 800, and in here it's just 59 against all these outflows. So it's still in a drawdown at the moment with the ETFs on Ethereum. And I think that is a consequence of the excess concerns on the economy, general economy, and the VIX being so high, the dollar moving up. Remember that all coins, starting with Ethereum, going all the way down, are considered more risk than Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is always going to take the first step when we are about to come out of a time window when there was too much fear. And that explains the flow of crypto, the flow of cash in crypto, which is always Bitcoin, then Ethereum, and then the rest. So that's where we are. Let's see if I have anything. Yeah, liquidation areas, we're going to cover them now. So short term liquidity, we got at 102.8, which is awesome. That is not to guarantee that we are going there. This is a signal that tells you there are still chances. Okay, interpret it like that and observe in the short term how it increases. That is meaning that many more people are gaining confidence into taking a short. And remember, the herd is the one that gets smashed by market maker, not the small positions that are doing extremes. So you don't want to be part of a herd ever. And this is a herd, right? It's growing interest in putting the stop loss there, which definitely the market maker is not ignoring. Again, sorry, second time. Let's go with the long term. On the long term, we are approaching the 103, which I already mentioned that what we wanted to do in this period, I said, is to create a bridge. And if you focus on what was going on the 6th of January, we had a bridge, but it was blue. We have done great progress because we have turned it from blue partially into green, which means that we have more volume now, more attractive and more easy to cross this bridge. We're putting oil, for the cooking eggs so they don't get stick to the pan, right? That means that as a cook, we can cook much easier in here because there is oil. That's kind of the the comparison that I'm doing. Let's look at the order book. Let's see if that is also giving us some hopes that we can get to 103 to possibly ignite a short squeeze. That's what we want to do. If we want to get to 120, if we want to create any hope that we can get as high as this and take all of that, and you want to be a market maker, become a market maker, then do the analysis of this. I mean, how difficult is to get there, and look at these charts every day and see what has been possible in the past and what was impossible and what was more likely. And based on observation, continuous observation, you're going to create, kind of a finger in the air. I think we can do it this time. Okay, we have this amount of liquidity in here. We can continue climbing. And never ignore what's underneath, because we can still fail against this resistance and take that and have the plan for the opposite, and you will be in a much better place. In terms of ask and bid, we are still seeing lots of ask. And on the order book, we have some resistance at 102K. And I'm going to ask you for a favor, guys. So I've never done this, but I'm going to take a break of 10 seconds to get some water, because it's really becoming painful to continue talking. I hope you don't mind. I'll be back in 20 seconds. There you go. Are you still there? How many are we? 300. Good. Okay. So I was saying we have some resistance at 102. We have some activity there. Let's zoom in so you can see it better. That is 32 million going up. Then we have 110 with 81 million. I think it's promising to see that there is an interest in shorting that, and that there is ask liquidity somewhere there. It means that someone believes that they can short that they can use it to unload, to short the market from there. 120 with 36 million and 81 million. 81 million is quite heavy. And at the 102K, yeah, I say 32 million. And in terms of support, the only thing that I see increased is 24 million at 89. So that could be interpreted as they lost the hope that they can really bid there. And I don't see anything chasing the price significant, but we have quite a shallow support, I will say. Yeah, that's kind of the interpretation I will give to this. Notice as well that the largest wells, the purple and the brown one, are increasing the demand in here, and the other ones are just flat. There's not big demand, but typically the purple one is the one that leads the pack. Let's see if I can magnify that. Yeah, oh, I hope you can see it better like that. And then you got, what are the purple ones? Are 100K to 1 million, 1 million to 10 million is brown. And yeah, that looks good. And we need to get a channel when it comes to the net longs versus shorts delta, because this particular alpha, it has been very quiet and not really useful since around December. It's all over the place. There is no channel, and I'm looking for a channel like this at the moment. This top there, this higher high, and let's see if this can get into there. That will give us three tops, and eventually this could do something like this. That could be a selling opportunity. We don't know, because I'm speculating that is the channel, and potentially we're still going lower inside this other channel. I don't know, but I'm trying to get ahead of myself, speculating that something could happen, paying attention to that. If it doesn't, it's okay. No one gets hurt, no one gets angry. Um, if we manage to get a channel like that and we manage to anticipate it in some way, and do something like this, guys, that is awesome. Getting that channel and remaining there for a few months could give us great swing trades that we can trade. Unfortunately, it has been kind of impossible at the moment. Let's see liquidation levels to the upside. This hasn't been refreshed, so I kept those levels that we were talking about in the previous days, so you can see how this progressed. 97.9 to 99 we were talking about that, that is all gone. And 103 was still there. It was the highest one. Let's see how is that today. Okay, very different picture today. Wow, why 90 became so large relative to this? So we got 100K, 100.5 to 101. And then we have the 103, which has reduced. For some reason, it reduced. It was 7 billion. Now it's 5 billion. I don't know how they do their calculations. It could be that the time window is 30 days, and it has been 30 days, and it's not considering something older, and now it's reducing. That's why. But this one went too high, 4.5 billion at 90K. So we got kind of a balance in terms of the highs, but the cumulative, the red line, is becoming larger on the downside. So that is another signal that we are in an area of elevated risk. That confirms that, and it's confirmed as well by all these fair value gaps, new fair value gaps that we have on the lower end, that now you can see is more balanced. Before we were seeing just green, and we were saying, okay, we have plenty of things to do to the upside. Now we have how many left? Just two. And that is risk. So if you are not thinking about taking profits, or you don't have any plan for taking profits, I remind you that you should be slapping yourself. This is the time to get that slap, that healthy slap, to as a reminder. Let's go and let's do QA. What do you think? Let's do QA. I'm gonna go from the top and see if we can get some questions. So, okay, will be great if we hit 100K during the stream. Hey, that's Songfire Legend. I'm gonna scan for questions. I think Ludwig is saying, I think it is a trap, and we're going down again until 21, then going up unstoppable. I guess he's talking about the dates. Someone was asking for Coty. Coty, because it's not a US alt, and since it's not being promoted by Trump or the reserve of the alts. This one says, imagine if it's a buy the news event. Could be possible, as let's be clear, we all still don't believe this is happening. I believe it. I was looking for upside. What I'm not believing is we get to 103. Is being quite risky to still be on the swing trade. I'm tightening my trailing stop loss at the moment. What are the odds of a drop to 90K happening? I think if we see a rejection from those charts I was showing you earlier, precisely, to be precise, where is it? I think it was this one. Yeah, here, that's your support, right? 99.2. That's the ideal bullish support, which we just held. If we hold that, we continue to have higher chances of breaking out. We lose that, we start coming down and take, for example, this 97.3, that pretty much means that we re-enter, lose the point of control, which I wanted to do some analysis today as well about that. Because look at how the chart is looking in terms of the point of control. We took the point of control. We are in the bullish area of the range, and we have done almost 70% towards the top of the range, right? What we need to do from the point of view of the volume profile is to break above 102.1 and hold above that, okay? Pretty much we need to get into the fair value gap in red there at around 103 and higher. If we do that, we are exiting this range, and we are not allowed to re-enter the range below 102.2, because then it's another one of these ones, another 3 weeks waiting until we can come back there and try again. So what we are doing here is super healthy. We got bought up there with big demand. We conquered this range. We got bought again. Okay, so that's bullish again. We are defending this rally pretty decently. What we need now is to do the third, nail in the coffin for the shorts, which is let's exit the range and let's prove that they're completely screwed. Let them add more to their short. That's perfect. Um, what is the next question? Let's hide this. Will be great if we go 100K over the stream. We got another question in here, or an opinion. Well, I read that one already. Thanks for showing up even when you're sick. Yeah, sorry guys. I really appreciate that you have patience with my stupid cough. Holland has tech. What? I don't know what they're talking about. Super Mario, Super Mario TA. That's funny. Miss for $50. Yeah, that was definitely painful. What kind of news could justify a dump to 90K? Well, it depends what's your context. If you're talking about, I consider what we are doing now is a rally, a Trump rally. Okay, many people are calling it like that. We started talking about the possibility of getting a Trump rally when we were below 90, and I say there can be two things. We continue to dump, and then once Trump is in office, then we start rallying, or we get a rally towards the event, and then in the event we get a shake off big to scare everybody. So if it's in the context of the second one, if now we continue to rally, the day of the event there could be some sell the news. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but be prepared in case that happens that day. I do math every day. What do you need? We're in a bull run. It's going up. No need to do any math. Will there ever be a day when there is no liquidity below? Yes. And once you have an impulsive move, let me find one here. Yeah, we can say this area. So, for example, can you hear me? Yeah. So this is pretty much 49. We bought here. And the day we bought here, this is going to be a little bit like teaching lesson, historical kind of back test. The day we bought here at 49, and I said, I'm going to buy 49. And I put it on Twitter. Go to Twitter, find it. I bought at 49. And I said, here I'm going to buy because we're hitting this liquidity there. At the point we were buying, this was the red one. Instead of being yellow, it was the red because it's relative to what was happening before, right? This is normalized based on the previous data. We couldn't see the future, so there was no red. This wasn't there. This increased after. So at that point, this was red, and possibly this was also red, and that was 48, 46. And my bet is no, we're not gonna take that one, and we're gonna leave this red behind. And the price started pumping, and I was satisfied with the results because we pretty much did a V recovering here. And I started looking at this red, and I say, well, the red is there, but eventually we leave it behind as we actually see a pump, right? Initially, you have this red that is close to the price, and you think, okay, let's be careful because we are 6 or 5K next to that area of liquidity, and we need to still be cautious. But once you do this and you continue and you start going parabolic, because this is 100% rally, now the 47 is so far away that you even forget that there is liquidity below the price. And when you were in this range, you say, I mean, it's doable, but later, we need to dump 20K now to touch it. So your question was, is there any point where there is no liquidity below? Well, at this point, we were just punishing shorts, shorts, shorts. And if you watch videos from this time in my channel, you can go and do that. Watch the videos in October. You're not going to see in the longer term, when we cover longer term, any liquidity below. And pretty much we were just focusing on hitting the next and making sure that we have a bridge to always continue going higher. But most of the time, the price action goes sideways. Therefore, we pay attention to both sides. Next question. Next question. I hope that answered the question, Kevin. What are the targets for XRP? Woo. I did QA Monday, and I remember my targets were 3.3 and 4.4. I also published them on Twitter, I think yesterday evening, if I'm not wrong. Those targets are coming from extensions, Fibonacci extensions. That's the source of that. So you can refer to the last video I did in my channel about altcoins to see the full analysis. What's the target for Tottenham? What the hell is that? If it's football, I have no clue about football. The colors represent volume, the brighter, warmer colors. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, people are talking about how it works with the liquidity. Guys, when you ask me a question, you should put question marks so I can find them. I'm so blind, and I'm pretty sure that I'm missing some questions. Language. You should start coming to trace reality. Any idea for Ave? Okay, I'm gonna do Kevin because I know Kevin. He's been long time writing comments. So let's see if I can do quickly some altcoins. I still have a bit of time before the monster comes home hungry and I need to start cooking. Where is the altcoins? Oh, look at that. Wow. That's a breakout of Solana against Ethereum. What's going on with Solana today? And with Ethereum? Damn. Well, I was expecting it to break down because it's against this resistance after the breakout. After the breakdown in here, this is against resistance of 55, but we have a range up breakout. And I think, guys, you probably cannot see because of the comments. Let me remove that and let me remove this. Can you see it now? So Ethereum, sorry, this is Solana against Ethereum. That's a ratio. And we broke out to 0.08, and then we came back in the previous range. These trend lines held at 0.05, and we're having a weekly breakout against Ethereum. Something positive with Solana is causing this, and I suspect it's got to do with the news of Trump supporting US-based altcoins. So that is already an effect of this, at least a speculative move from the people. But answering your question, Ave, let's go back into alts. I think this is my alts chart. Can you see that? Yes. Okay. Ave USDT. What have we got here? So we got the target with the extension of $1,100. That is from the time it was listed on Binance to this top to the bottom. It's giving us that target. And what are we doing these days? So we are kind of trapped in this range. And if I was to trade Aave at this point in time, and assuming that they didn't accumulate here, which I suspect that you entered it at a better price and you're not asking me to enter, but what I would like to see with Aave is that we get some sort of curve there that completes this full thing. and we could say that the neck is at around $380, give or take. And I want to see something like that. So how can we do that? It is doable because this is a bull flag, right? So this is bullish, and you got this, the high of the flag, which spans all the way to there. We could say that it started there, and we can extend it like this. And if we do that, we exit the 380, and we get a first bullish target of $530. For that, is extremely important that we don't get a handle in here that spans more than 50%. So, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go below $240. I don't want to break this and turn it back into resistance and start dragging down and cooling down the RSIs, the MACD and everything. I want to stay right there, complete that bull flag. Indeed, I don't want to break the low of $287 and start forming the handle of the cup and breaking above those targets. So we get the first target of 500 and something. Then after we reach that, we are pretty much reaching the highest close weekly for AVE. So that will be really cool and very promising that we can put a new all-time high at the extension of one with $700. And after that, you enter prices exploration. And thanks to the Fibonacci extension, there is a likelihood to get over $1,000. That could be the whole trip of how we get there. Let's go with the next one. Let's do SUI. Yeah, let's do SUI. Can we do SUI very quickly? Jasin is asking. And I can hear the monster arrive. That means that my parent tasks are calling. SUI, nothing has changed that much. Maybe, yeah, something has changed slightly from my past analysis. So I'm going to give you a summary first of what was the analysis, and then we're going to say what's new. And the last analysis was less than a week ago. So SUI is oscillating like this on the RSI, is putting highs like that, and then it's got another impulsive move. This impulsive move is impressive. From this extension, it has achieved 2,618, not 1,618, which will be already bullish, 2,618. So I'm not going to take that away as a merit for SUI. But what I'm going to say is that the RSI is saying that we are kind of in the same technical position as we were when we were in March 2024. And that is breaking down and started to be a channel down. And why do I care about that? Why is significant? Because that channel down was a triggering signal that we were going to have 80% retracement. It doesn't need to be 80 now, but it could be something significant too, because the coin does big moves up and down. And at the moment we broke down, we retest. So what is new? I'm just repeating what I said 1 week ago. What is new is that we haven't been able to break the low of 67. We are still there holding at 67. So there seems to be some indecision, some misagreement among traders whether this is going to do the same as here. And potentially people are getting bullish. I ignore if SUI is based in the US. And that is now significant. If it's based in the US, there could be fundamental thing also supporting the case for SUI not to do that, and instead people getting overly bullish and maybe get another push up. And this candle in here is telling us that potential story. You get a low and a higher low, and potentially that could continue higher. But remember that once you lose the RSI like this, we got already bearish divergence that we need to battle with. We have a resistance at 80 that could bring gas another all-time high, but is very significant now to do a push here and seeing a rejection there. That could still bring a top, maybe at a higher price, but still build the channel down. So heads up for that. You can trade it, it's bullish, but there is now a new thing, technical, affecting the full potential to upside. Next question. Ethereum is going backwards. Guys, I think I'm going to have to cut it here. I have some stuff to do. I hope you appreciate the video. Not everybody can watch 1 hour anyways. I'm really glad that I did this just live. Is much easier to edit. I know you prefer edit in 15 minutes, even the shorts. Later tonight, I might be able to do a 3-minute. If you appreciate it, I will do it. Keep hitting the likes on those in the live stream and helping the channel. And I'll see you tomorrow.